The Karate Kid Novelization by B.B. Hiller, based on the major motion picture from Columbia Pictures. Chapter 1. The ancient, overloaded Chevy station wagon lumbered through the streets. Daniel looked out the car window to inspect his new hometown, Reseda, California. It didn't look like Newark. In fact, nothing about California reminded Daniel of New Jersey. He wondered how long it would be before Reseda became familiar, before these streets became his. He tried to convince himself that Reseda was special. Everything here would be special. He was leaving the ordinary behind. After all, he thought anything could happen in California. His thoughts were interrupted by the nervous chatter of his mother, Lucille. "Just imagine, Danny, a pool! Our new apartment building has a swimming pool." "Yeah, Ma," he said to her. "You told me about that already, and about the palm trees, too." He was skeptical. Every new home he'd ever had was supposed to be better than the one before it. He couldn't remember one that actually had been. South Seas Apartments. Doesn't that sound romantic? The rental agent said it was charming. "Mom," Danny said evenly, "you know that charming really means small and run down." Suddenly, even California began to seem ordinary. He didn't like that. "Okay, first a left, then a right after the school. I wonder if that will be your school. Then 2 more blocks and on the right." Daniel's eyes followed the instructions. "Look at that, Dan! Would you look?" The paint was blistered and peeling on the pink stucco arc that proclaims South Seas Apartments. They drove through the entryway and came to a stop at the building entrance. Slowly, Daniel climbed out of the car and began unpacking their things from the car's roof. First to come off was his own bicycle. "Hey, Dan, isn't this great?" Lucille pointed upwards. "Know what that means?" Reluctantly, his eyes flicked up to view 4 tall, unkempt palm trees by the doorway. "Yeah," he answered. "Besides earthquakes, I've got to watch out for fallen coconuts now." "Wise guy, I'll tell you what it means. No more Newark winters." It wasn't so much that California was bad, just that it was different. His enthusiasm couldn't match his mother's. "I like winters," he protested. "You like sore throats? You like frozen toes?" "I don't like smog." Undaunted, Lucille continued. "How about swimming? You like that, right? Did I tell you about the pool here?" "Yeah, 100 times." "So make it 101. Open your eyes, my darling son. This is our Garden of Eden." Daniel tried to believe it. "And we're in apartment 2D. With that, Lucille picked up 2 suitcases and headed for their apartment. Daniel watched her leave, then balanced a box of pots and pans on the handles of his bicycle, and after a bit of struggle, followed her. When he got to the courtyard door, he realized he could not free a hand to open it. His feet, however, were available for the job. "Ki-yi!" he cried, as his left foot crashed the door open. From the other side came a thud and indignant, "What the?" Daniel entered the hallway and found a boy his own age picking himself up off the floor and rubbing his arm. Apparently this was the victim of Daniel's karate kick. "Oh, sorry." "That's okay. I guess I should have looked. You the new people in 2D? "Yeah. Freddy Fernandez, 1A. "Daniel Russo. Glad to meet you." "Here, let me help you," offered Freddy. Daniel accepted gladly as Freddy took the pots and pans and led the way across the courtyard. "Where are you from?" "New Jersey." "Wow, what are you doing here?" "My mom got a great job with the company out here, Rocket Computers." He thought of the brochure they'd sent and mimicked the motto, "Flight to the future." "Never heard of it," said Freddy. "It's up and coming," Daniel explained, and then realized he made a pun. They both laughed. As they turned a corner, the pool came into view. Daniel's worst expectations were realized. It was small, half empty, and had an unhealthy green hue. A deflated rubber swan floated listlessly in the murky liquid. Daniel hoped his mother had not noticed the pool. He was afraid she would be disappointed, and she'd had such high hopes for it. Next to the pool sat an old woman doing a crossword puzzle. Beside her was a scruffy dog, panting in the August heat. "Hiya, pup," said Daniel, scratching the dog's ear. In response, the dog thumped his tail wearily on the cracked concrete. The old woman scrutinized Daniel for a moment. This place is a dump. You should go back to New Jersey. How do you know I'm from New Jersey? Because I'm from New Jersey. I've got a nose for my own kind. Oh yeah? Where are you from in New Jersey? Daniel challenged her. Parsippany, and I never should have left. My Uncle Louie's from Parsippany. Interested, the woman said, Louis Fatini? Louis LaRusso. Never heard of him, she declared, turning back to her crossword puzzle. Freddie and Daniel continued to Daniel's apartment. She's missing a few screws, Freddie explained. She's all right, Daniel defended her. He had a nose for his own kind, too. Hey, said Freddie, when you came through that door back there, you kicked it pretty hard. Was that karate? You know karate? Yeah. Daniel thought of the dingy gym at the Y where he'd had 8 karate classes. Freddie was so impressed that it didn't seem likely he knew anything about karate. A little knowledge could carry Danny a long way, so Daniel thought. Been doing it long? Asked Freddie. A while, he responded evasively. Ever use it? Daniel remembered the door he just opened. Sure, a couple times. Bet you can really kick some butts, huh? Daniel shrugged modestly. I'd like to learn some of that. Maybe you could teach me sometime, huh? Daniel nodded. They came to the door marked 2D. Freddie balanced a carton of pots and pans on Daniel's bicycle handlebars again and asked what he had planned for the next day. Nothing. We're having a party. Some kids from our school at the beach tomorrow. Sort of adios to the summer, since school starts the day after. Want to come too? Sure. Great. I'll get you in the morning. Freddie turned and left. As Daniel opened the door, he began feeling optimistic. Maybe this really would be a special place. Adios, Newark. Hello, California. And that's the end of Chapter 1.